The 1970s were Britain's golden age of cars. This was the decade when every street had a Cortina parked outside, when Minis zipped through city centres, and when a Ford Capri in the driveway meant you'd made it. These weren't just cars, they were part of the fabric of daily life, carrying families to the seaside, ferrying reps across the country, and sitting proudly polished on Sunday afternoons. They had character, quirks, and soul. Here are 15 iconic cars that every British man either drove, dreamed of, or knew someone who did. The Cortina was Britain's best-selling car of the 1970s, and for good reason. It was everywhere, parked outside terraced houses, lined up in company car parks, towing caravans down the M1. The MK3 onward offered spacious interiors, reliable 1.3 to 2.0 litre engines, and that famous soft floating ride from its AA suspension. You'd feel a gentle engine growl, an easy clutch and light steering that made it perfect for learners and seasoned drivers alike. Sales reps clocked 30,000 miles a year in them, families loaded picnics for beach trips, and dads polished the chrome bumpers every Sunday. The Cortina became a cultural icon, immortalised in songs like Grey Cortina and Billericay Dicky. Its clean lines, common colours like blue and silver, and rock-solid simplicity made it the ultimate workhorse. Everyone has a Cortina story, patching up rust, loading kids for school runs, or proudly showing it off at car shows. It wasn't flashy, but it was dependable, practical, and utterly British. If your dad didn't drive an Escort, your mate's dad probably did. Over 1 million were sold in the 1970s alone, making it the default family car of the era. The MK1 and MK2 offered light steering, good visibility, and peppy performance, even with the basic 1.3 litre engine. The sportier Mexico and RS 1600 variants had twin carbs, leather seats, and a throaty exhaust note that made keen drivers grin. It was rear-wheel drive, balanced and rally-bred, giving it street credibility beyond its humble origins. Escorts were used for everything: school runs, grocery trips, apprentice transport, weekend motorway blasts. The 3- and 5-door hatchbacks meant you could load surfboards or suitcases with ease. Bright colours like avocado and harvest gold, chrome bumpers, and those iconic rear spoilers are etched into memory. Many baby boomers recall their teens thrashing mum's old Escorts with the radio cranked up, feeling like rally heroes on country B roads. It was trusty, versatile, and undeniably cool. The Marina was British Leyland's budget answer to the Cortina, and it became the UK's third best-selling car of the 1970s, with over 700,000 registered. Built with off-the-shelf parts and simple 1.3 to 1.8 litre engines, it was cheap, cheerful, and utterly unpretentious. The ride could be bouncy and crude, and road tests joked it understeered worse than a Beetle, but the gearbox and steering were straightforward enough for anyone. The 1.8 litre twin-carb GT had a bit of poke, and many recall the engine's thump and the clack of the Moss gearbox fondly. Families used Marinas for daily commutes, chip shop runs and camping trips. Estates were perfect for loading tents and kids. In rural areas, Marina pickups towed livestock trailers. Its cheap plastic wood dash and garish colours like mouldy mustard are remembered with amused affection. Despite the jokes, the Marina has loyal fans who loved its simplicity and the ease of patching it with MG parts. It was so bad it's good, and that's exactly why it's cherished. The Mini was already an icon by the 1970s, but it remained a fixture on British roads throughout the decade, with over 600,000 registered. Its tiny go-kart design, front-wheel drive, and flat floor maximised space, while the 0.85 to 1.3 litre engines delivered unmatched economy and agility. Driving a Mini was like piloting a go-kart: low seating, wheels at the corners, and steering so direct you felt every twitch of the road. The high revving engine, tight 4-speed gearbox, and tiny uninsulated cabin meant you heard everything, wind-rode engine, and loved every second. Minis were perfect for threading through narrow streets, squeezing into tiny parking spots, or zipping along to twisty lanes. They were city runabouts, second family cars, and first cars for countless young drivers. The circular speedometer, toggle switches, and tartan cloth interiors are unforgettable, as are the bright colours: red, orange, powder blue, and chrome hubcaps. Door pockets sized for gin bottles, wooden dashboards, and pop culture fame, Mr. Bean anyone, cemented the Mini's place in British hearts. The Capri was the car you always promised yourself, and about 378,000 Brits made good on that promise in the 1970s. Built on a Cortina platform, but styled like a mini Mustang, it was a sporty, aspirational coupe at an affordable price. The 3.0-litre V6 variants had real punch, 0 to 60 miles per hour in under 9 seconds, with a distinctive V6 howl that turned heads. All models had rear-wheel drive and tight positive manual gearboxes that made every gear change feel purposeful. Drivers recall planting fourth gear and feeling the rush of acceleration along a country B-road or motorway slip. The Capri was the classic weekend cruiser, perfect for drive-in cinema dates, beach runs with surfboards, or towing small trailers and boats. It was often the first grown-up car for men in their 20s, a step up from the family hatchback. Vinyl roofs, sporty stripes, and colours like bright orange, white, or metallic green made it stand out. The hockey stick side trim, round tail lights, and motorsport pedigree are iconic. Owners loved polishing the chrome and basking in that rumbling V6. It had presence, style, and soul. The Allegro replaced the Austin 1100 in 1973 and sold around 385,000 units in the 1970s. It was notably different looking with its squash nose and Hydrogas self-leveling suspension, which gave it a very soft, floaty ride. On smooth roads it felt like gliding, though it could wobble over bumps. The 1.3-litre engine was underpowered. 0 to 60 miles per hour took about 15 seconds, but it chugged along quietly and reliably. Steering was light, and the quirky Quartic 4-speed column shifter was a novelty, if a bit unintuitive. Drivers remember the gentle lurch from the long bumpers and the faint hum of the iron engine. The Allegro was the classic family runabout, used for school runs, Saturday shopping, and ferrying the football team to matches. Many learnt to drive in one, and its relatively tall hatchback made loading groceries easy. It's fondly maligned now, but memories of apple green, bright red, or mustard yellow paint, plaid seats, and plastic wood dash are vivid. Despite jokes about its looks, the Allegro was comfortingly familiar, the quintessential British Leyland car of the era. The VIVA was a small no-nonsense family car that sold over 500,000 units in Britain during the 1970s. With 1.0 to 1.2-litre Opel-derived engines, it was valued for reliability, low cost, and simplicity. The suspension was tuned for comfort, giving a smooth ride that favoured cruising over spiriting cornering. The little engines didn't rev fast, so it was more about steady progress than sprinting. It had a simple, 4-speed manual, often column-mounted, making it easy even for learners. The VIVA was everywhere: taxi fleets, trade vans, family drives. The cavernous estate version was perfect for carrying garden plants, luggage on seaside holidays, or pushchairs. It was the true everyday car. Commuting on motorways or popping to the chip shop suited its no-fuss character. Endearingly plain, the VIVA is remembered for round headlights, a rectangular grille, and pastel or two-tone colours, like cream and brown. Many recall their mum's VIVA or the distinctive blip of its turn signal relay. It earned fondness as the dependable background of British life, a car that quietly got on with the job without fuss or fanfare. The AD016 series was groundbreaking when launched, and about 303,000 were registered in the 1970s. It featured front-wheel drive and hydroelastic suspension, advanced for its day, giving it a supple, buoyant ride that felt like floating on air. The 4-speed floor shifter and rack and pinion steering were easy to use, and the clever flat floor from front-wheel drive made the cabin surprisingly spacious. Passengers loved the comfortable bucket seats and the smooth cruising on long drives. It was popular as a second family car or company runabout. British families piled groceries or picnic gear into its hatchback, and tradesmen used it as company vans. It excelled on holiday runs, with plenty of footroom and gentle handling. Now viewed as a classic, it's remembered for bright colours like avocado and aqua, and the big grille on later Mach 2 models. Journalists praised its technological superiority, and owners share proud stories of the smooth ride and ease of maintenance. It was nimble, economical, and quietly clever, a car ahead of its time that earned lasting respect. The Granada was Ford's large executive saloon, replacing the older Zephyr and Zodiac, and about 238,000 were registered in the 1970s. With 2.0 to 3.0 litre engines, including a smooth V6 and luxury trim on high-spec models, it appealed to middle managers and families seeking motorway comfort. The Granada was stable and quiet. Its lengthy suspension gave a plush ride like a moving armchair. The 3.0 litre V6 was smooth and powerful, while the 2.0 litre needed revving. Steering was heavy at low speeds, but solid on open roads, and many recall dozing in the back on long journeys thanks to its soundproofing. It was the epitome of a 1970s company car, common among white-collar workers and even ministerial fleets. Families used them for long-distance summer trips, with estate versions carrying suitcases or even small boats and canoes on the roof. In rural villages, it was the smart sedan at church gatherings. A symbol of status, it's remembered for its large, imposing grille and wood-trimmed gear interiors. Colours like dark metallic blue or maroon were typical. Television appearances in shows like Yes Minister reflect how quintessential it was. Polished alloys, cabin clocks, and classic saloon charm. The Avenger was Chrysler UK's family saloon, launched in 1970 to compete with the ESCORT and CORTINA. It sold steadily through the decade, offering 1.2 to 1.6 litre engines and rear-wheel drive in a tidy, conventional package. The ride was firm but predictable, and the steering responsive enough for spirited driving. The sportier Tiger and GT models had twin carbs and a bit of grunt, making them popular with younger drivers. It was used for everything: daily commutes, family outings, and even rallying in its homologation specials. The Avenger was reliable, easy to maintain, and had a roomy boot perfect for weekend trips or shopping hauls. Its styling was clean and unpretentious, with colours like mustard, orange, and beige typical of the era. Chrome bumpers and simple dashboards gave it a no-nonsense appeal. Many remember it as a solid, dependable motor that never let them down, even if it wasn't as glamorous as a Capri or as ubiquitous as a Cortina. It was honest, straightforward, and quintessentially British, a car that did its job without complaint. The Morris Minor was already a legend by the 1970s, though production ended in 1971. With 1.6 million built since 1948, it remained a familiar sight throughout the decade. Grandad's treasured runabout, or a second family car. Its tiny 948 to 1098 cubic centimetres engine chugged along at village pace. 0 to 60 miles per hour took an eternity. The ride was soft and floaty thanks to torsion bar suspension, and steering was feather-light. At higher speeds, it felt floppy, but on winding country lanes, it was cuddly and endearing. Drivers remember cranking the long stem gear lever and the gentle whine of the overhead valve engine. The Minor was perfect for ferrying kids to school, Sunday drives, or popping to the village shop. The Traveller Estate's wood frame carried garden tools and vegetables, while the Tourer convertible was a bank holiday favourite, kids perched on the rear quarter seats, enjoying open-air picnics. Its friendly, rounded lines, big wings, split bumper, classic grille are etched into British memory. Owners recall the pop-up windscreen vents, wood dashboard, and cramped but cosy cabins. It's celebrated as the car your granddad drove, with stories of strawberry picking in the back seat and gentle pottering through the countryside. The MGB was Britain's most popular sports car, with over 500,000 built between 1962 and 1980. In the 1970s, it was the default fun car, affordable performance, and open-top thrills. The 1.8-litre B-Series engine produced around 95 brake horsepower, hitting 0 to 60 miles per hour in about 11 seconds. Its twin SU carbs gave a lively, burbling exhaust note, and the overdrive on fourth gear made motorway cruising effortless. Steering was reasonably direct, though the leaf-sprung rear could thump over bumps. Drivers remember the satisfying whine of the overdrive and the roar of wind through the vinyl hood at speed. The MGB was a weekend treat, dates, country picnics, or MG club rallies. Boys spent Sundays polishing chrome and checking the oil, while dads taught kids to wind the wire wheels and top up the petrol caps. Too rough for daily commuting, it was the perfect summer second car. British Racing Green, red or white MGBS remain iconic. Owners reminisce about the walnut dash of the GT Coupe, leather seats, and the smell of oil and petrol. The big bonnet, chrome grille, and folding canvas roof evoke pure nostalgia, a symbol of affordable British motoring fun. The Triumph Spitfire was a cheeky, affordable roadster that gave young drivers a taste of open-top motoring. Built from 1962 to 1980, it featured 1.1 to 1.5-litre engines, producing 67 to 75 brake horsepower in a lightweight body. The Spitfire was zippy and rev-happy, especially the 1.5-litre Mach 4. Its narrow track made it playfully twitchy. Drivers recall the oversteer if you pushed it too hard on corners, adding to its fun factor. Gear changes were short throw and satisfying, and top-down acceleration felt brisk on twisty back roads. It was the perfect boyfriend's toy or second car. Sunday drives with a picnic hamper, popping into town with a vinyl roof neatly folded, or joining club races, Spitfire classes were common in the 70s. Its sharp back end, flip-up petrol cap, and bright colours, red, yellow, blue, made it distinctive. Owners remember the floor-mounted turn signal on early Mach 1s and the aerial that scraped the headliner. The 2+2 GT hatchback version added practicality. DIY repairs and wind-in hair drives are fond memories for enthusiasts. Many have replaced rotten floors themselves, keeping these spirited little roadsters alive. The Jaguar XJ6, launched in 1968, was Britain's iconic luxury saloon of the 1970s. Powered by smooth straight six engines, 2.8-litre and 4.2-litre, with a V12 option from 1972, it offered effortless performance and serene cruising. The big Jaguar glided quietly, its suspension and weight making motorways feel like glass. The engine burbled gently at idle and overtook with ease, especially the 4.2-litre. Steering was weighted and substantial, no power steering until later, and overdrive on early manual models made long-distance cruising effortless. The XJ6 was a status symbol, chauffeur-driven for executives or a dream car for ambitious Britons. Many saw one on special occasions, wedding cars or gliding from city hotels to countryside retreats. The back seat felt like a private cabin, with polished wood dashboards, and a ride as smooth as a limousine. Families recall luxurious road trips in deep comfort. The classic long bonnet, round headlights, and handcrafted interior are unforgettable. Owners still talk about green cast headlamps and the scent of Connolly leather. Colours like deep maroon or British Racing Green evoke nostalgia. It was the car Dad bought after a promotion. immaculately maintained, with signature 6-cylinder roars on cold mornings, a symbol of a gilded era of British motoring. The Land Rover series, the 2 and 3, 1958 to 1985, were rugged 4x4 icons of the British countryside. Though not a saloon, they were ubiquitous on 1970s roads. Originally designed for farmers, they became adventure vehicles for families and explorers. Driving one was primitive: manual gearbox, manual steering, bench seats, and a ride that felt every bump. The chassis flexed over ditches, and drivers recall adjusting ventilator shutters by hand. The 2.25-litre petrol engine started with a slow, clattery roar. It wasn't fast, but it could go anywhere. Land Rovers were essential for countryside life, hauling sheep feed, towing horse trailers, carrying camping gear. Families used them for beach trips and BBQs, folding down the canvas sides for picnics. In towns, they were farmers' market vehicles or kids' off-road adventure playgrounds. Deep green or stone paint, tin can headlights, and flat panel doors are instantly evocative. Memories include sitting on side-mounted bench seats, adults hanging onto external grab handles, and mud-splattered series parked by farmhouses or stuck axle-deep in creeks. For many Brits, an old series Land Rover brings a glow of nostalgia for wild camping trips, muddy fields, and a simpler, hardier motoring age.